outside like College Park. All facts. That fervent heat gonna be. That fervent heat gonna be.
Shalom to the mighty 12. This is Shepherd Jeremiah Asa. All right, on this glorious holy Sabbath day, sisters basically taking accountability. Israelite women that know how to take accountability. They don't know how to take accountability. But sisters in this truth, in the truth, sisters in the truth, because there's only one truth. Sisters in the truth, they know how to take accountability. All right, let's start with Proverbs 31. Proverbs chapter 31, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Now think about this. King Lemuel's mother taught him. She know how to take accountability for her son. She take accountability that if she don't teach her son, nobody will. Because a wicked woman would take the mind of her son and turn it into wickedness, turn it into evil. And I'm gonna prove that real quick. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 13. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spake in the speech, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language. So you know when people say, I speak my mother's tongue, I speak the mother tongue. Now, you could be African, you could say I speak the mother tongue of what? Of Ham, of Africans, right? Whatever African country that is, Nigeria, Ghana, whatever. If you're a so-called Edomite, you're a so-called white man, you from England, and you speak the mother tongue, which is English. You come from Scotland, you an Edomite, white man come from Scotland. You might speak the mother tongue, which is Scottish, or you might be Jamaican, so-called Jamaican from the tribe of Benjamin, a black man. And you might speak the mother tongue, which is Jamaican, or, you know, I'm not exactly sure. I can't think of the name of Jamaican language, but just like for Haitians, they speak patois or patois, or like you come from New Orleans, you speak the mother language of that city, you know, which is Creole of your culture, you know what I'm saying, from New Orleans. So we're dealing with the mother tongue right here. Let's read it again. And could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. So these women came in and they taught the king's son, you know, and the different brothers of this time. And when I say king, I'm talking about King Solomon. We're going to get to that. But these women taught these brothers, these Israelite brothers' children, different languages, right? And they taught them the language of their people. So they taught them the language of Ashdod, Ammon, which is Japanese, and Moab, which is Chinese. All right. Now let's look at verse 25. And I contended with them. This is Nehemiah talking. And cursed them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear by God. So this was a sin. So Lemuel's mother, back in the book of Proverbs chapter 31, Lemuel's mother, right? She was trying to teach him correction, righteousness, through just simple understanding, you know, simple understanding of what she knows to be righteous, because the mother is the first teacher of her son, of her daughter, of the children of Israel. All right, look at this. And I contended with them and cursed them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear by God, saying, ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves. Watch verse 26. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? So yes, you're not supposed to marry other women. You're not supposed to marry strange women. Your daughters to marry a white man or an African man. Africans are not our people. They're not our people. Now, some of us are still over there, but the spirit has to discern who is our people and who is not. Africans are not our people. All black, dark-skinned people are not the same people. We don't come from the same people. At one point in time, the whole earth was dark-skinned. You understand? The whole earth is not related. Understand that. At one point in time, the whole earth was dark-skinned, but the whole earth is not related. Understand that. All right. Now, look at verse 20. Let's see. Verse 26. Yet among many nations was there no king like him, because Solomon was wise, but yet he did this foolish thing, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. Listen to what King Lemuel's mother said. Let's go back to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Look at verse 2. What, my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows. Listen to verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. This is what Lemuel's mother said. Now let's go back to Nehemiah chapter 13. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil? You gonna hearken to these women? You gonna hearken to the kings that be destroyed by women? To transgress against our God and marrying strange wives. This is what King Lemuel's mother taught him. Give not thy strength unto women, especially strange women, not to a foolish woman either. All right? This is also what King Lemuel's mother taught. Because our sisters in the truth, teach wisdom according to the Most High God. And they take accountability for the things that they know, because they know what we know in the truth takes much responsibility. Our mothers and our sisters, our wives, our daughters, they understand this thing. All right. Let's look at Sirach chapter, look at Sirach chapter 26. Sirach chapter 26, verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. She that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. That is a woman of accountability. A woman that is not accountability, she's shameless. Means she don't care how she act in public. She don't care how she treats a man. She don't even care how she treat her damn self. Where you heard that from? The movie Juice. When Tupac character Bishop, he said, I don't care about you. I don't care about Raheem. I don't care about Radamez. I don't even give a damn about myself. And until I feel like it, I don't even give a damn about you. And when I feel like it, bah. Remember that in Juice? Yeah. So let's look at this. Sirach chapter 26, verse 14. Now, a righteous woman will take accountability because she knows she don't have a husband because her attitude is off. And she knows that her whole demeanor, her whole countenance, her whole personality and everything that deals with decency, common decency, is off. Her spirit is off. Let's see about this sister that is off. Hold on, excuse me. Let's see about a sister that takes accountability. Sirach 26, verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. Now, when you can instruct a sister, that's a beautiful, peaceful thing. Y'all are supposed to be a pillar of rest for us. A pillar of rest. You understand? Y'all are supposed to be easily taught, because we have to show you things in order to be able to make it through this war. You see what I mean? So when you're hard to teach, when you want to do your own thing, when you're trying to lead a man, you ain't gonna get nothing accomplished. You ain't gonna get nothing accomplished. Now, let's even say you try to lead a man and you lead him to $100,000. That's all you good. That's all you good for, $100,000. You might lead a man to $300,000. That's all you good for, $300,000. But that man, if he be righteous, can lead you to everlasting life. Can lead you to the abundance of all things. That $300,000 don't compare nothing to the abundance of all things. You see what I'm saying? That man, that righteous brother, can lead you to safety and security in this world, in this wicked world. You can't get that by leading a man, not safety and security, not in this wicked kingdom, not in this wicked world. All right. 2 Samuel chapter 1. Let's look at 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 24. Let's look at how women that were accountable, how they reverence their king. Let me say that again. How women that are held themselves accountable reverence their king. Their kings with an S on the end. I'm going to say it like that. Their kings. Look at this. Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet, with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. So King Saul had passed away at this time. He was killed by the Philistines, or he fell on the sword, basically. Actually, he was killed by, I want to say, a servant. He was killed by a servant, one of his servants, because he didn't want to fall into the hand of the Philistines, basically. But so let me just say this. These daughters of Israel, they wept over their king because their king was a righteous king. He was the first king over Israel. A lot of times, sisters don't understand what the hell we go through as brothers. We're trying our hardest to get our kingdom back, to get rulership back. We wasn't always like this. We wasn't always out here sitting on the curb. We wasn't always living in the worst means of housing. We wasn't always barely able to feed our families. We wasn't always considered the worst of the worst when it comes to civilization. We wasn't always thrown into prisons. We didn't always hang out in the street with our pants sagging. We didn't always live like that. We were kings. You have to believe that. We were kings. And these sisters had enough understanding to understand that Saul is the first king of their people, so they weep over him and mourn over him in respect to who he was as a leader, as a man of God. All right, now let's go back to Proverbs chapter 31. Let's look at verse 4. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 11. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. A righteous woman is not going to run your finances into the ground. And a woman of accountability would not run your finances into the ground. Not to the point where you're saving her time and time again. When she has her own money, you know, however she makes it, or if you're giving her allowance, she's not going to run that money into the ground. She's going to take what you give her and she's going to double it. She's going to increase it. She's going to know how to bring more to the table. All right. She's going to know how to increase her house, how to increase her family. Let's look at that. Let's look at verse 15. She rises also while it is yet night, and giving meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. She's a giver. She's not selfish like these wicked women in the world. Israelite sisters are givers. They give their spirit. They give the spirit of righteousness. They give the spirit of glory and honor unto their husbands. Honor unto their people. Honor unto themselves. I told a sister, I kid y'all not, true story. I told a sister, and this is on Threads for the sister that's watching. Sister said on her Threads, how many couples out there have sex more than once or 3 times a week, more than 3 times a week? Sis, that's not your business to ask that. It's lust written all over your face. And I said that. And I said, look, sis, to add to that, you need to be discreet. I showed her the scripture. This is what I went to. This sister could not take accountability. Let me show y'all what scripture. I went to the book of Titus. And I'm going to tell y'all what this sister told me. I went to the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 5. To be discreet. Chaz. Now that first part says to be discreet. A woman of accountability is always discreet. These wicked women are never discreet. She even goes on to say, if you're out there having sex more than 3 times a week with your husband or your counterpart, I'm jealous. Or she said something about she's jealous or whatever. You're thirst trapping, sister. Stop it. I said, look, what you need to do is be discreet. Titus chapter 2, verse 5. To be discreet, Chaz, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. You need to go look at my wife's page, Keepers at Home, on YouTube. Keepers at Home will show you how to be Chaz, to be discreet, and how to be obedient to your own husband. What kind of man want his woman on social media talking about how many couples out there have sex more than 2 to 3 times a week? What is it your business, woman? Be a keeper at home and do what you're supposed to do, and shut your mouth, because you're spreading nastiness and nonsense. That is nasty, bruh. Who wants a woman like that? Is straight up filth and abomination, especially to a sister that is an Israelite. That is nonsense. That is foolishness. All right. Now, let's read some more of a sister of accountability. We're going to stay with Titus chapter 2, verse 7. In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, and sincerity. A lot of sisters are not sincere. What do? They take brothers out and they eat lunch with them on the brother's dime, and they take the meal and they skip out and they never hear from that sister again. You see what I'm saying? That's not being sincere. That's not being grave, which is being serious. Take your relationship serious, sister. Then maybe you'll find a husband. All right, that is my time for today. This is Shepherd Jeremiah Asa. Listen, our announcements for today, I want to say this. We're getting better and better, stronger and stronger. The classes will continue getting better and stronger. Like I said, go to PayPal. Go to PayPal and type in Chosen Seed of God and distribute your alms to PayPal. That way we can get on our goal to $500 to get in our classes. Get in our classes in order. All right. Look at Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. This is why we need to get our sanctuary in order. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. We will have an assembly, whether I pay for it out of my own dime or not. We will have an assembly. All right, we will have a sanctuary. We will have a place for brothers and sisters to come congregate. All right, whether I pay for it out of my own pocket or not, we will. We will. Blessings are happening for this congregation every day. Every day, whether you believe it or not, whether you hear it for bear. Let's read whether you believe that this truth is moving through Chosen Seed of God or not. Let's read. Let's read. Sometimes, like I always say, people walk through the Red Sea and they get to the other side and worship the golden calf because they don't understand the miracle. Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then had the Jew, or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? Listen, that's my time for today. I pray you brothers and sisters got something out of the class, got edified. For you sisters, this class was for you. For you brothers, y'all need to understand what a righteous sister is so that you can marry you a righteous wife. All right? Get your daughters in order so that they can be presentable to a righteous man, and get your household in order so that it may be presentable to the Lord without blemish. All right? Shalom to you brothers and sisters. This is Shepherd Jeremiah Asa with Chosen Seed of God. Study, fast, pray, meditate. All right? And apply. All right, with that, I say shalom.
What happened? Find out, my man. Baby, but it's the truth.
All right.